Hey everybody, this is Scott. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to take you on a tour of our home office. Melody and I have been working at home since 2018, full-time on eBay, Poshmark, and Etsy. We sell a little bit on other platforms, but primarily it's eBay. And one of the challenges that we have faced is trying to come up with a space for shipping and inventory storage and just to keep us organized. And it's pretty tough. If you work from home, you know that a reselling business can quickly take over your entire space. And the room that I'm going to show you today was a loft. We extended it a little bit and closed it in to give us a space that was much more functional than a loft ever hoped to be. So if how we organized and how we utilize the space is interesting to you, stick around because we've got some neat stuff in here that help us do this job. One of the first things I'm going to do is kind of slowly pan you around the room so that you can see the entire space that we have to work with. What you're going to be looking at covers 13 feet by 13 feet, and then there's a window alcove that's about 4 feet by 4 feet. And so you'll get a pretty good idea of what we're doing with the space and what we have to work with. So I'm just going to give you a pan around the room, and then we'll go back and talk about all the individual stuff. So what you're looking at here is the desk area. Let me lower this just a little bit for you. This is the desk area that you've got over here where I work from the computer. My son built the computer. He is very talented. He keeps all of our programs running, and if something isn't working the way that we would like it to, he gets us back up to speed. And on this space here, above the desk, I've got basically a towel, paper towel holder that we've put all our thank you stickers on and things like that. This little wall shelf holds was meant for paper towel, but it works absolutely perfect for thank you stickers. And the little space above it, I think, was meant for cleaners and things like that. But for us, it holds all the stuff right here at our fingertips when we're shipping. And as I continue around the room, there is the window alcove I mentioned earlier. And continuing the rest of the way around the room, we've got some shelves, and we will talk about each one of these things and how we make this work for us. So if you think this is going to be interesting, stick around. We really do have some neat things that we've used for printing our shipping labels. If you are still using the old print, cut, and tape down on your labels, there's just no way you will ever regret getting one of these. The one on the left is a Brother, I think it's the QL700. And when we first started printing labels, we used that. And it was a big upgrade from doing it by hand, the cutting and pasting type. But it doesn't compare to the Rollo. But what we use it for now is printing our inventory labels on the things that we've put up. And I'll show you in a little bit what that looks like. So here is an item that is ready to go into inventory. It's already been listed. And it's a Mukros. It's a vintage Irish linen and cotton scarf. And so what I would do is then we have it saved into our documents that we have an inventory label, and then as soon as we get it typed out, we'll put the brand on the top, description on the second line of exactly what it is, and the last line for something like this, we'll put the approximate size. If it is like men's jeans, we'll put men's 32 by 30 in blue. And then that will go on there. And so assuming that I am working out of, say, tub C1, then I will put that up. Let me head back to the computer. And keep in mind, if I wasn't recording, I would do several of these at one time and not just the one. And then I will go back to the items, come over here to the custom label field, and I will put in C1. And now, whenever I need to find that, I'll know exactly where it is. Continuing around, and let me drop this down for you a little bit. To the right of my desk, you'll see that we have a work table. And I picked that up. Oh, I didn't tell you where I got this. So this desk, in Melody's previous life, she was a medical transcriptionist. And when they first sent her home to work, she needed a desk, and so I built her one. And gosh, that was probably 25 years ago, and we're still using it today. And this desk was at a college auction, and it was, I guess they upgraded their computer lab, and I think I paid $5 for it. But you'll notice underneath it, I took some old cabinets and just repurposed them, and it works out pretty well. This right here are the 12 by 12 by 8, and here we have 12 by 9 padded envelopes, some 6 by 9 padded envelopes, and you can't really see them in this picture, but those are 8 by 8 by 4 boxes, and we use those for shipping hats and things. And to the very left over here, you can see that I've got the extras that we have. To the left of the desk, I keep, these are regional rate A up here, and we have a lot of poly mailers here. These are the eBay branded ones that we get with our coupon every month. And if you look further down, here I have the padded flat rate envelopes, and we have just some of the larger shipping boxes down there. So let's move back around to the other part of the room. And so I'm going to reposition and show you the window alcove and some of the things that we have going on over there. Okay, here what you have, obviously it's the window. And this piece of equipment here, Melody's dad was an engineer, and he ran his own firm for about 40 years. And when he retired, it fell to me to get rid of the things. And one of the things that we fell in love with these are called flat files. Lots of engineers and architects use these. This set runs from about the 1950s. There was another piece, another section, and I gave that to a friend of mine. But let's zoom in and show you what we use it for. The shadows here are pretty bad, but these are full extension ball bearing slides. And what we do is when we list things, in our SKU number, we will put like drawer 1. This has 10 drawers in it. These do, my camera's in the way, but these do pull all the way out and provide a mountain of storage for small things that you don't want to put into a tub. And because it's all ball bearing slides and built for to hold a lot of paper, it's actually really, really strong. The only other things you're going to see in this corner is I do repair some of the vintage clothes. So that's an old sewing machine I got at the bins for $5. Let me move you to the wall, and so I will cut right here and show you some other cool stuff. And if you look at this stand right here, this is the one that it's right by the door to the office. And we use it to, one, for additional lighting, but it also stores some of the items that we actually have for sale. For example, let me move just a little bit closer. So if you follow me on Instagram, you saw this yesterday. This is a piece made in Alaska, 1966. I spoke to this guy's grandson, a super nice guy, and his grandfather was super talented. The little cabin was made by him too, but on this piece right here, after talking to the guy, I wanted to do something special with the proceeds from that. And they live in a little village, and I asked him about if I were to donate it, who would be a good person for that. And he recommended the Tundra Women's Coalition. So when that piece sells, I'll donate the proceeds from that to the coalition. So that was awesome. That was a great experience yesterday. And further down, see, these are all things that are listed. I don't sell a lot of shoes, but we'll put those there, and I'll keep a lot of them there, and some of them will go into tubs if they fit. All right, I'm going to cut to the last little bit, and we'll finish our way around the room. Okay, as we pan over, you get the door. We do have an extra fold-out chair in here when we need it. Sometimes Melody and I are working on something, and Shane will come in and give us a hand. So having an extra chair in here really does help. This corner is kind of interesting. The little stool at the bottom is an old mission stool. I bought a load of furniture. I bought an entire shed full of furniture. When I found it, I knew that my friend has an antique shop, so I picked it all up for her. But that's a piece I kept, so I just loved it, so it wasn't going anywhere. The same person is the one who gave me this cabinet, and it came out of an old post office. It wasn't for mail, but we use it for inventory. Let me cut in and show you what I mean. So in the cabinet, you'll notice that there's 3 columns, and in every column there are a bank of drawers, and so there's 10 rows and 3 columns. So when I list an item on eBay that fits in this cabinet, and it's also not something that I want to put into the bins, then I will put like WC, it just stands for wall cabinet, and then I'll put like 1:2. So if I pull something out of that drawer, I go to column 1, row 2, and in this one, you'll see that I've got a bunch of the belt clips in there. That gives us a way of storing inventory that's out of the way and safe, keeps the dust off of it. Plus, the whole office is done in a different aesthetic than what you normally see. I know that the current trend is towards, lots of grays and whites and things like that, but we're just more earth tone people. So that's the way I went in here. My whole house is kind of done that way. So now let me back up and show you the main clothing storage. Here you go. This is the wall that is to my back when I'm sitting at the computer, and we have all of the bins are alphanumeric. It started with A1, and so when I'm listing, and most of this is clothing, not 100%, but most of it is clothing, and in the SKU number, when I make an ad, I'll pick a bin that doesn't have a lot in it, and then that's the bin I'll use that day. There is a reason that I try to use the same bin for a day. If you ever forget to put a bin number in your SKU, if you used, say, A1 for the whole May 16th, when you go back and you're trying to find that item, but you didn't put the SKU number in there, you can go back and check the date that you listed it, and from that date, you can go look at the other items that were listed that day and what tub you used. And so it's a little bit of a fail-safe, not 100%, but it does help some. So there is one issue with the way that I have done these cabinets, which I'm planning on correcting. You'll notice that if it's in A1 or E2, it's simple. You can just pull it right out of there. If it's on that top row, easy to pull your stuff. Second row, not so bad. But if something sells out of B2 or E1, it gets much more difficult because you got to move all those other tubs out of the way. Not that big a deal. My son is the one who pulls the orders for us, and he'll do that every night. Probably 8 o'clock or so, and then we normally ship either last thing before we go to bed or first thing in the morning. We ship every day. So my plan is I'm going to go ahead and build some cubby cabinets that are made to the size of the bins. I can save a little room by, once they're sliding in there, I don't need a top on them. So my plan is to go ahead and have every bin have its own cubby. It'll also protect the bins from breaking over time. We don't break many, but I shouldn't break hardly any at all. And you're not having to lift other tubs, you're just pulling out the one that you need. So I'll probably do that in the next month or two. About the only other thing of note in here is if you look down, it was the cheapest one I could get at Home Depot. When I buy things like flooring or appliances, I know a certain look that I want, but I try to find an item that was a high-end item that they have on clearance that there's enough of to suit my needs. So this is a bamboo flooring. It was one of their better floorings, but it was marked down considerably, so that's the one I went with. So not just the look, but also one that was a good quality. I think this entire room, remember I extended it from that window to the left, and which created that kind of, since I'm upstairs, it created that kind of roof line. I moved it over 42 inches and closed in the wall. And I also, I'm going to spin back around here. I closed in this wall. Well, there was no door, and I added a door and added all of that over there. So we turned a loft into a room. My entire cost for the renovation in the floor was under $5,000. I hope you enjoyed that tour. We love our office. It's pretty efficient. Pretty much everything has been placed at a close to your fingertips so that you can get to it. We're allowed to run, like I say, just short of 1,000 items as far as inventory and storage and shipping goes from right here. It isn't where we photograph. We photograph in our living room because for us, eBay is just a part of our life. There's another reason that we've done things with either thrifted pieces or old pieces, or it's not just the look that we like. We don't do debt. I could easily go to the bank and borrow money and add on to the house just a great big solid eBay space. But we don't do debt. One of the reasons I was able to retire at 53 and move to this part of my life is that I don't create debt. I don't owe money to people, and so we have a lot more freedom to do those kind of things. So I hope you enjoyed this. We love our space. I appreciate you taking the tour with me, and if you haven't done so, I would love for you to subscribe and see some of our upcoming videos. I think we've got some interesting stuff, and sometimes a different take on things than other people have. So I appreciate you being here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.